Could you just talk a little bit about what it is to sit on a panel like this where you're reviewing these types of applications?
It's a great pleasure for me to chair this session. The Prevent Cancer Foundation does incredibly good work in starting the careers of young investigators with their first steps towards their scientific development in the area of cancer prevention. These training grants and scientific grants provide the first contributions often in the initial career development of these individuals, and really it's the spark that will ignite their future development. And it's so important for them to get the feedback and the encouragement that the grant review process provides. And those people who are lucky enough to pass through what is quite stringent really will eventually become successful scientists funded by peer-reviewed mechanisms in the future. And this is an incredible service that the Prevent Cancer Foundation provides.
Could you talk a little bit maybe about the range of some of the projects that you've seen funded through Prevent Cancer's panel?
Yes. We are beginning to see a very significant diversity of applications, ranging from fairly basic science on the mechanisms of prevention and carcinogenesis, development of cancer, to behavioral scientific interventions and analyses, as well as fundamental studies in chemoprevention, that is preventing the progression of cancer, also on biomarkers and their development and assessment. So I think we're seeing quite a rich range of important new ideas about cancer prevention in its broadest sense.
Great. Can you also maybe talk just a little bit, right now, of course, the funding environment, things are so precarious, what it is like to have an organization such as Prevent Cancer that will dole out money, that still continues to be at the forefront of doling out money. You know, what that is like to know that you sit on a panel like that.
The work that cancer prevention does in providing these funds, which are so hard to get nowadays because of the cutbacks in federal and other funding, is very hard to even estimate, because without this funding, many promising young investigators would not receive appropriate support. They would be discouraged, and they may not go into cancer prevention, or may not even go into medical science at all. So it is so important that we continue and even increase the amount of funds that is available through the Cancer Prevention Research Foundation, now known as the Prevent Cancer Foundation. The general concept of cancer is that we have to place great emphasis on the treatment of cancer. And it is important to take care of people who have cancer in all respects. However, I firmly believe that the greatest gain for now and in the future will be to study how to prevent cancer. And that involves an enormously important array of scientific studies that will lead us to an era when there will be fewer cases of cancer to treat.